Among this activity, for a start, for development, we have to do different characteristics about each different movement that could represent and say significantly what are they. I'm going to talk about La Parcela, a novel written by José López Portillo Rojas around 1898. This is part of the Latin American literature. La Parcela is a dispute between two men. These men are fighting for Monte de los Precios. This conflict goes between the two men that are Don Pedro Ruiz, the main character of the novel. He is a humble person that becomes one of the richest persons in Citala. He comes from a Native American family. Then there is the antagonist, Don Miguel Diaz. It's all the opposite of Don Pedro Ruiz. They both have children that fall in love with each other, but because of the conflict of the parents, they cannot see each other. This is a story related to Romeo and Juliet, where they fall in love, but they can't see each other because of the conflicts of the parents. At the end of the story, the father of the girl takes conscience of the acts and reconciles with the other, and at the end the two children could get married. The language that José López Portillo Rojas uses in this novel, he is using a more adjective to add a more rich sense of text, and it can become more interesting in the former views. By the language he uses, he tells that the power can either be used in good or bad way. You can see the person using the bad powers are winning or having it to their favor, but at the end, the person that is doing the right thing and with justice ends up winning.
Mexico Grandeur is a poem of Bernardo Balbuena. It's about all the characteristics of Mexico City. The main idea is to show to the world how is the Mexico City. The point of view of some authors of this century was that it's a very describing poem. The type of narration is a poem, so it doesn't have a specific type of narration. So it has rhymes and words that describe all the city.
The Tree of Knowledge by Pío Baroja is a novel that corresponds to the generation of 98. And the theme of the text tells the life of Andrés Hurtado that begins his medical studies, but at the start of this novel, Pío Baroja expressed the character of Andrés Hurtado like a man who has no care about the life or his future, until he gets married with Lulu by his desire of a woman so he can have a baby. When Lulu finally gets pregnant and she is going to give birth, she suffers an hemorrhage and dies with the baby. The point of view of Pío Baroja, in an interview, they asked his opinion about this work, and he responds that this book is the most finished and complete of all him. The type of vocabulary he used, he principally uses novelist narrative technique, so he makes pleasure for the uninterrupted succession of events. And finally, the message presented by the author. There are two. First is the hope for the pregnancy of Lulu, and then it presents the sadness for her death with the baby.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer is a book by the author Mark Twain. It is considered a classic of North American literature. The story deals with the misadventures of Tom Sawyer, a smart troublemaker living by the riverbed of the Mississippi. The theme in the text: childhood rebellion and growing up. At the beginning of the story, Tom gets involved in troublesome situations, but as the story progresses, he starts learning from his mistakes and thinking about others before him. The point of view of the author. It is a really personal book for Mark Twain. as it is based off his childhood in the Mississippi. All of the characters and settings are people who he knew and places where he had lived. The type of vocabulary he uses adjectives to describe the settings with more precision, and neologisms to give the characters more personality and to make the reader feel as if he was living in the Mississippi. The message presented by the author. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer presents a message of enjoying childhood. Tom is a really fun kid, and Mark Twain wants to share the joys of being a kid and just enjoying life.
Finally, about this activity, we could see that each movement has its own different characteristics that made them by them own. So we can learn about the different characteristics, representative authors, and different little things that says that or that make us appreciate